Melissa Jefferson of Coastal Carolina University recently took home a gold medal in the national finals of the women's 60-meter dash in track and field in Birmingham, Alabama. Today, I talk one-on-one with the national champion for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. National champion Melissa Jefferson, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I know that obviously you're making some big news because you represented Coastal Carolina University, where you took the gold medal in the national finals of the women's 60-meter dash in the track and field in Birmingham, Alabama. Where are you emotionally?
Coming down off the high of it all, it still hasn't really set into me, but I've been getting a lot of congratulations and proud of you. So it's just, coming down off of that. But I'm good.
And I know that you told, I believe, Gabe McDonald from WMBF up in Myrtle Beach, you said this quote, "I wanted to make sure that I put myself in a predicament to where I wouldn't be denied again," meaning obviously winning this gold medal. How did you put yourself in that predicament, Melissa?
Last year, I remember watching it on TV, and I said that, this time around next year that I wouldn't be watching on TV and that I'll be there and competing. Hindsight, didn't know that a national title was in the mix of that. But, I just really worked really, really hard. And, I just made sure that I wouldn't have to be keeping my fingers crossed or, hoping that someone else doesn't, declare for it or anything else. I basically just worked really, really hard.
Talk to me about that, because you outran the rest of the field in the finals of the women's 60-meter dash to win gold and be crowned an NCAA national championship at the NCAA Division I Indoor Track and Field Championships. How did you work hard on that?
So I knew for a fact with the 60 meters in general, your start has to be the best of the best. And I was in a very much so heated field. As far as, being in the prelims, I had she was going into the meet. She was the collegiate record holder, and then her record got broken in the first heat of the semifinals. And then I had the American record holder for the 200 meter right next to me on my left shoulder. And then I had the collegiate lead down in lane 6, who she was the collegiate lead for the 60 and the 60 hurdles. So, it was just a lot of making sure that even though they were in that heat with me, I wasn't going to let their titles or, what they've accomplished so far stop me from accomplishing what I know I can accomplish.
And you basically said, hey, you told Gabe, obviously about your time at the event. How did God guide your feet with his capability?
So I'm a very spiritual person. I've been born and raised in a church. And, one thing I've always been taught is, you never take things for granted. You always give God his praise because he deserves it. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And one of my goals off the track this year was to strengthen my relationship with him. It's always been pretty solid, but, it could be better. And that's one thing that I've been working on. And, reading his word more and just being more proactive when it comes to God. And so I knew for a fact that, he blesses me continuously all the time, even when I don't deserve it. And, I just told him, I had to talk with him, and I said, every single time I get a chance to let the world know that, it's because of you that I'm doing this, I'll do it on any platform, whether it's in the closet, telling it to, a little doll, or, if I'm in a classroom with kids, telling them to, or, people around here at the college and even on the big screen, I'm going to let the world know. And
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's basically how that went.
Well, my brother is right now a senior at Coastal Carolina, so I told him about your story.
Okay.
He's very, very impressed. What was that Bible verse that you went to before competing in Birmingham?
So I have a couple of favorite of my scriptures that I like, but one of my favorites is Job 8:7. And it basically says, though thy beginnings are small, later on in life, well, I'll pull it up. So I want to get it right. I know basically what it's saying, but I want to say it the right way.
Sure, no worries. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. Okay, here we go. It says, though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end should greatly increase. And that's basically saying, me coming from a small area or a small community within a smaller county, I've always been seen as somewhat of an underdog. And, just because I've come from where I've come from doesn't mean that is going to be the story for the rest of my life. I'm going to continue to grow and continue to put myself in predicaments to where I can shine.
And if you were to go back home, it's right next door to Georgetown County, what story would you tell people about you now?
This is for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know too, you said that Gabe, hey, pain is temporary. How long has this pain been for you as far as reaching your accomplishment now and being a national champion?
There has been a lot of obstacles I've had to cross to get here, whether it be in the workouts or whether it be, in school in general, because being a student athlete is not easy. It's very demanding and it takes a lot out of you. And so sometimes, you have to just sit back, and even on the days when you don't feel like, you have enough energy to get through it, or on the days you don't want to finish those homework assignments, if I don't finish those homework assignments, I'm not going to be out here winning national titles. And so, you have to find that extra motivation in you to just keep going no matter how hard it is. And I've also learned, I've never been one to too much ask for help, not so much because of pride, because I'm not a very prideful person. I'm very humble, but it's just that I've been at points in my life where I'm used to figuring things out on my own and not really needing help. And so when I got to a point in school, where I needed help, it was like, okay, this is kind of foreign for me. But then I was surrounded by people who, they want to see me succeed and they want me to be the best person that I can be. And they want to help me make sure that I stay successful. And so the past 2 semesters here, I've been asking for help anytime I can get it. Even if it's something little and I just, hey, can you look this over for me? Or, does this sound like it should be, does this sound like it's fitting for this assignment and stuff like that? It's just little things like that that make all the difference. And so I've definitely been using my resources.
And talk to me about that, because who is Melissa Jefferson, the student athlete, and who is Melissa Jefferson, the student?
Okay, so Melissa Jefferson, the student athlete, is very much so dedicated. She's a hard worker. She goes out there on the track. She busts her butts every day, and she gets after it by any means necessary. The student Melissa, she has all the potential in the world. She can be the greatest student she can be. She just sometimes have to get out of her own head and, persevere. Melissa, the student, needs to persevere more. And if I get that in the classroom, then it'll be amazing. Not saying that I'm not doing good. I'm doing really good in school right now, but it could be way better. So I'm still working on that, but we're gonna get there.
Get there. And how do you hope to continue to persevere as a student athlete now that you are a national champion?
Yeah, so I'm a goal setter, and I write down my goals at the beginning of every track season, easy, medium, and hard. And I basically just, keep going from there, because there are still goals on my list that I have to accomplish. I did short myself. Winning a national title was not something that I wrote down, but actually making it to nationals this year and making it to the finals was one of them. So the national title is just a perk of it, and I'm grateful for that. But, as far as going into outdoor season, I know that there's going to be a lot of people watching me, and I appreciate that, but I'm still going to be working towards my goals because I'm not done yet.
And what are those other goals that you're working towards right now, Melissa?
So of course, last year I made it to outdoor nationals and I went out in the first round. So first things first, my goal is to, make it back to outdoor nationals, and make it to the finals for both the 100 and the 200. And then we'll just keep building on from there.
And what else are you continue to build on as an athlete?
Mm-hmm. Wait, say that again.
Yes, ma'am. What else are you building on as an athlete?
I'm basically just, trying to fix I won't say little things, but they kind of are little things, as far as the different parts of my race now. Because a lot of people don't really know, I came a long way as far as, running properly or, running fast times. And, if you go back and look at what we call TFRs, which is basically like our statistical sheet for track and field, they have your progression from your first meet in college until you're finished. And so going back to 2 years ago, I was only running 7:55. And that was because I had a coach who, I bugged him every day wanting to get better, and, he was happy to help. And so that's just a testament to how far we've come as a coach and athlete, just working on one thing at one time. And it's just all starting to come together. And I'm happy that it is.
And who is motivating you today?
Well, I have a lot of motivators, actually. I'm what you like to call a village kid, because I'm not no one-man job. I have my mother and my father. They're very much so loving and caring, and they support me, my immediate family, and then my extended family. But here at Coastal Carolina, I have a lot of people who play a role in who I am today. My sprints coach, Coach Goodman, he's family, because he went through a lot of things to make sure that he's still here today. And for that, I'll forever be grateful. And, and not only Coach G, the other coaches on the coaching staff, Coach Sandy, Coach Cadet, Coach Rich, the volunteer coach, Coach Ben, everybody plays a role in, making sure that I have what I need to be successful. And, even my strength and conditioning coach, Coach Jeannie, and my former coach, Coach Tyler, they both made me into who I am today. And so I'll forever be grateful for them.
And how has your relationship with God strengthened after you won this national championship?
It's just, I'm just really, really thankful to him for, choosing me to do this. Because I always say, I've accepted it that, this is my gift that I'm supposed to share with the world. And I realized, when they say God can use you in anything or through anything, or he can use anyone, and that's really true. A lot of people feel like, when they say God is using you, they just mean in a church particular. And it doesn't have to be like that. You could be one of those people that goes out into the community and, host different things and events to, help other people. Or maybe it's just me being on the track running fast. I'm telling a message every single time I'm out there.
And what do you want to tell next as far as your message in the next event that you participate in?
Just stay consistent, stay hungry, stay motivated, because the job's never done.
And going back to that national championship, Melissa, what was in your lane while God was guiding your feet, literally?
I got on the line and I told him to guide my feet, and it got to a point to where all I could see was my lane, and then everything else around me was cloudy. And in that moment right there, I could feel him. Like, if you actually go back and look at the video, you can see the camera on me. You can see my lips moving, and I'm actually saying, God, I feel you.
That is really, really, really amazing. Well, national championship winner, Melissa Jefferson of Coastal Carolina University. Thank you for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.